Record. Amazing. Hi, ladies. Welcome to module 3. I apologize for the change in schedule again, but Facebook is not letting me do videos. And so what I'm going to do, I think, just to save us all the trouble, is we're just going to assume for the rest of the program that all of our weekly calls are going to be on a Zoom call. So we'll just do that. I'll share the link it's going to be the same link, by the way. So if you want to just save this link, it's going to be the same link every week, but I will reshare it again in the group every Sunday and every Monday. All right. So module 3 is the module, ladies. It's the one that all of you have been waiting for, probably the reason you joined the program, and it is finally here, the liver cleanse. Absolutely normal that everybody's panicking right now. If you find yourself panicking, if you were like, oh, can I please go back and just do decluttering, please? I don't want to do this module. It's normal, because if you've read through it, if you've taken the time, even if you haven't even looked at the details, it can look very overwhelming, because for almost all of you, I don't know if there's anybody here. Hang on, let me let Yasmin in. It's a complete change from what you're used to eating, right? It's a complete change. If you're somebody who wakes up and has your bread and your cheese and your coffee, maybe your oats with milk, or your sandwich, or whatever it is, we're completely changing that from now and into the, unforeseeable future. This is your new life. So you know how we talk about the critter brain. So the critter brain is on full alert these 2 days. He's on full alert. He's having full on panic attacks, and he is going to do everything to get in your way, because everything you've done up until this point was you're trying to work on your mindset a bit. You're trying to set some goals. You haven't really attempted to make a major fundamental change yet. Everything we've done in the past month, you're sort of tweaking your life as it is. You're waking up and doing a little bit of journaling. You're doing a little bit here and there. You're decluttering. It's nothing compared to what you're going to go through now with the liver cleanse. So your critter brain is going to be saying all sorts of things now, like, this is way too hard. This is not sustainable. I'm never going to have time to do all this in the kitchen. Who has the time to wash and chop all these ingredients every single day? I'm going to starve. This is not normal. This is not how my parents ate. I don't know why I signed up for this. My husband and my kids are never going to be on board. Pay attention to all the different things that are coming up for you. I don't understand. Or even if you're just telling yourself, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. If you're just reading and saying, I'm overwhelmed, that's your critter brain talking. That's your critter brain saying, right, come on, let's reconsider. Let's reconsider all of this. So we're not going to reconsider. We're just going to take it step by step, one chunk at a time. I'm going to walk you through it. It does look overwhelming when you first see all of the different materials, right? When you first see the detox guide and the day by day and the shopping list and the schedule and the hybrid cleanse and the clean eating guide, it's like, oh my God, those are just all the documents that you need. You're not going to be using every single one of them right off the bat. And you're not required to memorize all of that information that's there. You just have access to all of this information right now, because this is a process that is a lifelong process. So you want to have sort of a reference that you come back to every once in a while to double check to see. The main reference here in terms of your documents is the detox guide. It's the information basically you have in your module as to why you're doing this. Why are we doing a liver cleanse? How does the liver work? How is the liver overworked? What are the foods that help the liver rebalance? What are the foods that have, up until this point in your life, weakened your liver without you knowing it? It's a lot of information. I don't expect you to sort of remember every single piece of it, but because we're, sort of evolved human beings, it's not just about following a plan blindly. You need all of that information as a foundation. You need that information to lead up to what it is you're going to do. So these first 4 days that started yesterday, you're not following any plan. So you're not following any eating plan until Thursday. You're going to take these, today's the second day, 4 days to look through the material, look at the recipes, look at the grocery shopping list, ask all of your questions, and be mentally prepared and physically prepared in that you're going to start to clear out your kitchen. You're going to start to remove as much as you can. I know most of you live with families. Remove the foods that you're not going to be consuming. You might even want to put those foods in a separate little cupboard where only your family can access them. Get rid of the things you know are not good for you or your family. Maybe for a long time you felt like you really don't want your kids to eat cereal. Maybe you really don't want your kids to eat certain foods. This is the chance to do a cleanup of the kitchen. Prep your kitchen, because energetically food has energy. So we're going to get rid of all the food that has that dead, draining energy, and you're going to flood your kitchen with all the incredibly high energetic literally high vibrational foods that we're going to be eating in this program. So look read your module carefully. You want to understand, you want to know why apples are important. You want to know why broccoli is important. Read through it. You don't need to spend hours reading through this, but just get a general understanding. The most important piece here, if you feel really, really overwhelmed that you just can't read all of the material now, would be the day-by-day plan. So if you're feeling like you really have no time and the only thing that you can manage in order to set you up for success would be the day-by-day plan, which starts on Thursday, and it tells you exactly what to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and your snacks. And underneath each breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it also gives you the recipe, so you don't have to sort of go and cross-reference with any of the other documents. That's if you're completely overwhelmed, you can't read anything else. So the first 4 days, we're just prepping. Start cleaning out your kitchen, start getting the groceries, start finding. Some of you are still having trouble finding these groceries because maybe you've just never grocery shopped for them before. So find them, ask where to find them if you have questions. For those of you in Cairo, you have a shopping list to go and find all your things. I always recommend, and I started doing this, whenever they first started having online supermarkets in Egypt, I think it was 9 years ago, Lifesaver, right? It can take you up to minimum an hour if you go to your local supermarket and do all the grocery shopping in person, but getting in your car, going to the supermarket, doing the supermarket, loading it back in your car, coming back home, unloading your car, taking it up to your house or your apartment. Minimum 1 hour. It can take a little bit longer than that. So think about how many times you need to do that during the week versus doing it all online. Online, you're literally going to be done. Once you get really good at it, it can take you 15 minutes to grocery shop for the whole week, because all the different sites will give you different delivery options. So you can create a shopping list that they save for you, duplicate it, get it to send on Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday in 10 minutes, choose the time you want it to be delivered, and you're done. You've saved yourself at least 2 hours a week, 2 hours then that you can use for yourself, whether self-care, 2 hours that you can then use in the kitchen. I know some of you are worried about how long this is going to take you in terms of preparation in the kitchen. So we all have busy lives. We all have things that we need to do. So this is one way that it can save you a lot of time. So a lot of women will tell me, yeah, but I need to pick the things myself. I like to make sure that everything is the best quality. There's a learning curve to ordering things online, for sure. Sometimes you're going to get things that are horrible. Sometimes every time you're going to get things that are perfect. You're going to learn how to deal with that. You're going to learn how to quickly call and say, right, please replace this. You're going to learn to sometimes look at something and be like, oh, it's okay, I can just keep it. The idea is just to keep going, right? And don't get hung up on all the little details and the specifics. So that's my first time-saving tip. Order everything online. And that goes for like all your household goods, all of it. So typically, I know there's apps now, but I'm not really good with apps. So I just open like all the windows on my laptop because I'm sitting on my laptop anyway. And I'll open, 4 different tabs for the different supermarkets, and I'll browse through each one and see, right, so they've got this today, they've got this today. Let me get this from here, literally. But I've been doing this for 8 years. So give yourself time to get familiar with the process. And it's like, right, tuck, 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 tuck from this one, tuck, 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 tuck from this one. The credit card on delivery, done. Huge, huge, huge time saver, ladies. I can't recommend this little tip enough. And then every once in a while, if you love to go to the supermarket and it's like your thing, or maybe you have a favorite place you like to go and spend some time browsing and spend some time getting what you need, but don't let it be something where it takes up all of your time. Basma, even the vegetables, everything Basma. I don't go to a supermarket to buy anything. I order the fruits, I order the vegetables, I order the meat, I order the chicken, I order the house cleaning products, I order everything you can get. You have those, Basma, you have them in a link. It's called Shopping Resources for Cairo. And I can share them again on the group. All of these online supermarkets make everybody's life so much easier. That's the first thing. Second tip is always when you are planning, whether it's for now, for this cleanse, or general in your life, when you're cooking for your family, always cook once, but eat twice or eat 3 times. And what that means is if you're standing there in your kitchen, standing there over your stove, and you're making whatever it is you're making, always make double and triple the quantity. Always, because you have then enough for whatever day you're eating today, let's say, and then you have another quantity to put in the freezer to eat later, to eat in next week. So you're going to find yourself, if you do this regularly, you're going to have a freezer full of food where you can plan for the days that you're not going to cook, because you know you've got a backup in your freezer. It takes the same amount of time for you to make 1 batch of soup as it does to make 2 batches of soup, or 1 batch of, even if you're cooking something not optimally healthy, right? 1 صينية macarona bechamel, right? You can make 2 or 3 in the same amount of time. Put 2 in the freezer. This is one of the things your kids love to eat, and 1 you consume on the day. Anything that you make, you're marinating protein, you're marinating chicken breasts, you're marinating a whole chicken, you're making kofta, you're making whatever it is. Double it, half you eat, half you put in the freezer. This is, I cannot again recommend this little tip enough. It will save you lots and lots of time. If you're somebody who loves the kitchen, then probably none of this applies to you at all. You love to be in the kitchen every single day. You don't mind spending time. You don't mind getting creative. Unfortunately, I have never been this person. I have never been excited about the kitchen. It wasn't like one of my hobbies growing up. It was like a necessary evil when I got married. And then once I started getting into the habit of when I shifted from like making all our traditional food to making the healthy food, it was like, wow, this is a lot of work. And I remember feeling exactly as you feel now, like this is just a lot of work and a lot of time. And as with anything, it requires a shift in your mindset and a reframe of the thoughts. So every time you find yourself thinking, what a hassle this is, right? What a hassle to wash all this celery. What a hassle to wash all these greens. Reframe it and think about what a blessing it is. What a blessing it is that you understand the power of food. What a blessing it is that you have access to this kind of food. What a blessing it is that you have a beautiful kitchen to cook in, right? What a blessing it is that you get to make healthy meals and hopefully at some point share those meals with your family. What you get to do, a lot of people have access to, but so many people choose not to. So you have increased your level of consciousness to the point where you know that your health is you are in control of your health. That's a blessing. You've raised your level of consciousness to the level of knowing that spending time in the kitchen is an investment, even if it's frustrating. So many people don't get that, and so many people take the easy way out, right? I'm just going to stay with the convenience foods, just going to stay with the junk food. They're not convinced, they don't want to. That's not you. You, for whatever reason, have been given this opportunity, which is a blessing, to change your health and the health of your family. So whatever time you're spending in the kitchen, as time consuming and frustrating as it may be, and honestly, it's just at the beginning. It's like anything new that you learn, it's really, what's that saying? It's very what? Before it's elegant, Like it's very messy before it's elegant, something like that. So it just takes time for you to find your rhythm. It's going to feel like it takes forever at first, but little by little, you're going to find your own time-saving tips. You're going to find your own shortcuts. If you have somebody who helps at home, definitely have her help you. And give yourself a month or 6 weeks, and suddenly like waking up and like, oh my God, I have to make the celery juice, and I have to make the smoothie, and I have to make the lemon water. You're going to wake up and like, was there a time that I didn't do this every morning? It gets faster and it gets quicker. So just keep all of that in mind. So prepping the first 4 days, Thursday, we start the cleanse. But here's the thing with the liver. We don't want to shock the liver into a cleanse. So starting Thursday, we are going to remove all the foods on the avoid list. So no wheat, any kind of wheat. So no white bread, brown bread, multigrain bread, nothing. No pasta, no cakes, no cookies, nothing that's got wheat in it. No dairy, so no cheeses, no milk, no yogurt, not even Greek yogurt, because everybody thinks it's super healthy. It's not, it's still milk. No white sugar, no processed foods, nothing that comes in a can, nothing comes in a package. No processed oils, so no corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, sesame, all of these seed oils, none of those. And no soy, no corn, no caffeine, no alcohol. Starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we still keep a little bit of animal protein. We still keep some nuts. We still keep some of the good fats, like if you want an avocado, or if you want to use coconut oil or things like that. And the reason for that is because, like I said, we don't want to shock the liver and go like, head first into a deep cleanse. We're going to sort of help it through. So we remove a lot of the inflammatory foods, but we keep a little bit of animal protein. That's like 1 portion a day, a little bit of the good fats for the first 3 days. And then we remove also all of the animal protein. So whether that's beef or chicken or fish or any kind of turkey, rabbit, all the animal protein. And you also remove the nuts, and you also remove all the fats like avocados and coconut oil and all of that. And then that goes down into a deeper level of detox, where basically it's just like fruits and vegetables. All right. So in those first 3 days, that's when you have a little bit of flexibility in the plan. That's why you have something called the Clean Eating Guide. You can choose your recipes from the Clean Eating Guide. So choose your lunch and choose your dinner recipes from that plan, because that's the plan that has some animal protein in it. After those first 3 days, you're going to follow the detox liver exactly. So the first 3 days, there's a little bit of flexibility. After the first 3 days, the only flexibility you have is if you feel like you want to add some things, add more vegetables or add in some fruits, but you need to follow the core program exactly as it is, because it's created in a way that literally is going straight for your liver to heal it. So you have the lemon water, the celery juice, the berry smoothie in the morning, you have the vegetables and the salad for lunch and dinner. Don't deviate from that. If you want to add to those, you can. So let's say you're making your vegetables, and the vegetables are a base of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, asparagus, right? And you want to add like bell peppers, or you want to add green beans, or you want to add, there's mushrooms in there. Maybe you want to add fresh garlic or fresh onions to give it a little bit more taste. Maybe you want to add some herbs like parsley or coriander or dill. By all means, but don't decide, you know what, I'm not a Brussels sprouts person. I'm not eating the Brussels sprouts. Oh, you know what, I'm not having the broccoli. No. In order for you to get the best results, you keep that core, and you can just add in a few extra things if you want to. For the snacks, for example, it's like apples and dates. Let's say an hour, 2 hours later, you're still hungry. You can have some more apples and dates, but if you also want to have another fruit, so there's no fruit that is not allowed. From this day forward, this notion that fruits make you fat, this notion that fruits contain too much sugar, there isn't a single fruit that does that. So let's say you want to snack on a banana, you want to snack on a mango, you want to snack on whatever fruit happens to be around, and on top of the plan that's already there, you can do that. There's going to be one day in the middle where we slow the detox down a little bit by adding potatoes to dinner, and then we speed it back up again. And by the last day, on day 13, you're doing a full day of just juice. And that's going to be a deep detox. All right. That's basically it. By the time we get to that, it'll be next week. And then it'll be time for you to decide, right, based on my symptoms, here's what I'm going to do. And then you have a few options in that case. You can repeat the whole 9-day cleanse again. So let's say you're somebody who has a diagnosed medical condition. You have an autoimmune, you have a thyroid issue, you have fibromyalgia, you have anything that diabetes, right? I recommend you keep cycling through the 9 days over and over and over again, because that's going to give you the quickest results. If you don't have a diagnosed medical condition and you start to feel your symptoms get better, so by the end of the 9 days, maybe it was fatigue for you, maybe it was brain fog, maybe it was joint pain, and you start to feel a little bit better, here's when you have a few options. You can either keep repeating and sort of keep the same level, the intensity of the cleanse and the speed at which your body is cleansing the same, or you could choose to slow it down a bit by moving into the hybrid cleanse. You have that in your plan. Or you can move into the clean eating guide. So the hybrid cleanse and the clean eating guide are still detoxes. You're still cleansing the body. They're just not as fast and not as deep as the liver cleanse. You want to speed it up and make it even faster. Cycle through the last 3 days of the liver cleanse. And this is especially effective for those of you who are focused on weight loss. If you keep repeating the last 3 days over and over and over again, that will help with weight loss, and that will accelerate your progress and your results. But I don't want you to think about that right now. I don't want you to think about, right, what am I going to do after the 9 days? Which one should I choose? Focus right now on where you're at. You will know. I promise you, you will know in your gut by the time we finish the full liver cleanse, you will know what's the next best step for you. All right. Any questions, ladies? I'll open it up for questions now. Oh, there's some comments here. Selma, what if I removed all the avoid list and the detox has too much to eat? You mean like it's too much quantity? So that is a really good problem to have, right? When was the last time you went on a diet and you had too much food to eat? It might feel like it's a little bit too much, but one of the reasons there is a large quantity, especially of the greens, believe it or not, ladies, it takes about, okay, I learned it as 2 pounds. It's like a little bit under a kilo of greens every day to help flush out the toxins from your body and to help balance your hormones. So that's why it looks like it's a lot, because it feels like it's almost like a kilo of vegetables a day. So eat slowly. I'm not going to tell you to force yourself to finish the quantities, but eat slowly. One of the reasons we get full very quickly and still feel hungry afterwards is we speed through our meals. You need at least 20 minutes to finish your meal, so that your brain and your stomach can send the satiated signal to each other. It takes 20 minutes for that to happen. So eat super, super slow. Yasmin, would this reduce high liver enzymes? Yes, of course it would. Shireen, what about oranges? I feel I want to vomit after drinking orange juice. So the orange juice is only in the salad dressing. Currently, it's in the salad dressing for the salad recipe in the liver cleanse. If that makes you feel like you want to vomit, if it's in a dressing, then you can remove the orange juice and replace it with lemon juice. That's fine. But let's talk about why orange juice makes you want to vomit, right? Because it's a powerful, all these fruits and vegetables are super powerful. So what happens is it will literally, because it's also a citric, okay, and citrics are super potent when it comes to the liver. That's why we start the day with lemon juice, right? Because lemon it's a liver cleanser. It's an inflammatory. It goes in and jumpstarts the whole digestive process. So oranges will also do that. So oranges are very, very powerful. So if you feel that, and I'm going to get to the detox symptoms in a minute, but the extent to which you feel detox symptoms is relative to the amount and the speed at which your body releases toxins when it's triggered. So basically orange juice is just a trigger. The water with lemon in the morning can only be warm water. Yeah, it can be warm. It can be room temperature, just not too hot, because you don't want it boiling. That will kill off the enzymes in the lemon. So warm or room temperature. Julia, can we make lemon and celery for 2 days? You can, for the lemon, you can juice the lemon and keep it separate. So don't mix it with the water. So you can juice as many lemons as you want and keep them in an airtight jar in your fridge. They'll keep for a few days. The celery juice, no more than 24 hours. So yes, it will oxidize after 24 hours. So also with the celery juice, airtight. So if you can get what's called mason jars, these are airtight jars. And in all cases, put all of your drinks, even the smoothie you can make ahead of time also, put them in the inside part of your fridge, not in the door, because the door is the least cooling part of your refrigerator. Reda, can we switch lunch and dinner? For the first 3 days, yes. For the rest of the time, they're almost the same, lunch and dinner. There's not that much to switch. When they're the same, obviously you can switch. On the days that they're different, no, you cannot switch. You need to follow it exactly. Julia, how much celery juice should I be drinking? It's about 500 milliliters. In milliliters, it's 500 milliliters. Reda, the lemon water is with turmeric. Simplify it. No, it doesn't have to be with anything. The lemon water is just lemon and water. You want to get fancy with it. There's a couple, one or two, at least one different recipe in the Clean Eating Guide. You can, but I recommend sticking with the simplified one because you want to be able to figure out if you're having a reaction, what it's from. The more things you add to it, the more detective work we have to do. So simplify it, just lemon and just water. What is the ginger water a substitute for? The ginger water can be a substitute for the lemon water. It can also be a substitute for the celery, if you can't find celery. Anybody else have a question? So basically your daily routine is you wake up, you make your lemon water, 500 milliliters of lemon water. You wait about 10-15 minutes. And in that time, make your celery juice, have your celery juice, wait at least 15 to 20 minutes because we need that time for the celery juice to actually do what it needs to do. Then have your smoothie. Do not go hungry. Do not let yourself go hungry. You know, the snacks are laid out. So it's about, there's an hour and a half to 2 hours between each meal and each snack. Do not let yourself go hungry. It's not about going hungry. It's not about eating less. Don't think it's going to be more effective if you eat less. On the contrary, what we're doing now that we remove the toxins and now we're flooding the body with what it's deficient in. So if you eat less, you're still going to be deficient. So you need to keep the quantities coming in because you are replenishing deficiencies. It's like, it's like you're taking vitamins. You need to take the right dose. So don't think that eating less is going to help you lose weight, for example, or is going to make the process go faster. No, please don't eat less on purpose. Only eat less if you are truly full. So listen to your body. Best melon. All melons are great, whatever is available to you. Watermelons, cantaloupe, like all the melons are wonderful. Selma, do we have to make the smoothie? Yes, you do, because this is not a smoothie that you can order from anywhere because the ingredients are very specific. I shared a photo of how I prep my smoothies for the week, Selma, to save you time. But yes, you have to make your smoothie. Can we replace celery water with anything else? Celery is a treatment. I can't stress this enough. It's part of the treatment. It's part of how you're going to detox your liver. It's a crucial part of how you're going to reverse whatever symptom you've got. The only time we're going to substitute, and the closest substitute is cucumber juice, is if you literally can't find celery anywhere. That's the only excuse. If you cannot find celery, and in Egypt, you want the long, light green ones, not the short, dark green, the long, light green ones with the leaves. That's it. Otherwise, you're not going to see the results. It's going to taste funny at first, right? Sometimes, depending on the batch, it might be a little bit bitter. Don't add anything to the celery. So don't add lemon, don't add honey, don't add anything. If it feels like it's medicine, you know what? How many times have you taken medicine when you don't want to, but you still did, right? Think of it that way. So no, you can't replace it with anything unless you can't find it. And then in that case, it's cucumbers. You're going to make cucumber juice instead. Julia, no water in the celery. So this depends how you're making the celery. If you have a juicer, there's no water. You're just going to juice the celery stalks. You get rid of the leaves. The leaves are very, very bitter. You're not going to use the leaves at all. You just juice the stalks if you have a juicer, and you get a beautiful pure juice. If you don't have a juicer, then yes, you're going to have to use water in your blender. So if you don't have a juicer, you're going to get your blender. You're going to, again, chop off the leaves, chop up your celery, and you're going to add gradually like half a cup of water, blend it. If it's really, really too thick, add a little bit more water, blend it, and then you have to strain it before drinking. So water, yes, if you're using a blender, not if you're juicing. Hi, Reda. I took a salad with me at work and I can't eat it. Can you help us with what to order as herbal drinks? Why couldn't you eat it? So you can order, and if you're in Egypt, you can order the celery juice ready-made from Glow. You need 500 milliliters of the celery juice. That's it. That's the only thing you can order. Everything else you're going to make at home, whether that's the salads, the herbal drinks are the hibiscus, which is a tea. The lemon balm is also a tea. You can get the lemon balm from the apothecary. That's on your list. The apothecary is on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook and type in the apothecary, he has the lemon balm. I think he also has the hibiscus, but the hibiscus is so easy to find in Egypt. If you are elsewhere, Julia, in Dubai, you can find the lemon balm at Holland and Barrett's. They will have a lemon balm tea. They'll also have the hibiscus tea. What else? Herbal drinks. You can have any other on top of these, right? Don't remove these, but additionally to these, if you want to have other herbal teas like peppermint tea, chamomile tea, lavender tea, you can have all of those, like I said. But the lemon balm is key because it also serves a very specific purpose, as does the hibiscus. So if throughout the day, especially as you're getting out of your coffee or tea habit, you want to replace it with another herbal tea, you can have anything that's herbal as long as there's no caffeine in it, and avoid the ones that are sort of like the artificial fruity ones, right? Stick with the ones that are truly made from herbs and plants. Selma, cumin and lemon tea. Yeah, that works. Yep. Anything that is, like, you know what I'm talking about. There's like all these like fruit infusions and things, not those. Get like the original herbal teas. If you also want, the apothecary has other different herbal teas that you can also try out. Reda, turmeric hot drink with almond milk in the morning is okay? No. In the morning, you are just having the lemon, the celery, the smoothie. That's it. We are removing all fat from the morning time because the liver can't handle fats in the morning. So no almond milk in the morning, no coconut milk in the morning, no any kind of fats or anything in the morning. In the morning is just fruits and vegetables. All right. Reda, till when? Till you feel better. Right? Don't worry about till when. Right now you need to start. Right now we're rebalancing the liver. Once you are symptom free, and I mean completely symptom free. And if you follow this system and then you follow through at the end of the 9 days and you make a decision as to whether you're doing the 9 days again, and if you are going to follow with the hybrid cleanse or the clean eating cleanse, you're still going to keep fat out of your morning routine. You can then have the hot drink with turmeric after 12. So generally what we do is once we get into this rhythm of eating, for example, I have my coffee, but I don't have my coffee until 12 o'clock, noon, because I have my coffee with oat milk or almond milk, which are both sources of either a grain or a fat. So moving on, that's what you're going to learn to do. So even if you're not doing the 9-day cleanse exactly, we are moving forward for the rest of your life. Most of the time, there's going to be some exceptions. Your routine is morning time is fruits and vegetables because those are the best foods to support the liver first thing in the morning. You said no in the morning, then in the afternoon. Yes, in the afternoon, like I said, yeah, from 12 onwards, but later. I mean, once really you are symptom free. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. Anybody else have a question for me? Share your photos. I think it was Oh, it was in the other group, not this group. I have the 21-day detox happening at the same time. So they started sharing photos, which is really inspirational and motivational for everybody. So when you go grocery shopping, share photos of your grocery shopping, right? When you make your first smoothie, when you make your first celery juice, you know, it lifts the energy of the group. Believe me, it does. So don't sort of be doing things on your own. Come in and say, here, you know, maybe you're going to experiment in the next few days. Maybe you're going to try out some of the recipes in the next few days. Come and share with us. Maybe as we go through the process, because we're going to be together, you know, level 1, level 2, you're going to get really good at, you know, you're going to understand the basic concepts and you're going to create your own recipes. So at certain points, you're going to just create something and like, right, come in, look, here's what I made, and you're going to share it with us. So this is a great opportunity because you're not here, you know, sharing secrets about your life or sharing your innermost thoughts or your breakthroughs or your journaling. You're sharing something very, very practical that can help someone who might feel really hesitant in the kitchen, uncomfortable in the kitchen, uncomfortable with the ingredients, and you're going to show her how easy it was to do it, right? If we take the celery, 250 milliliters, is that bad? No, that's not bad. And I'm glad that you brought this up because we're going to talk about the detox symptoms right now. So what's going to happen once you start on Thursday? So once you start on Thursday and you're going to cut the coffee and the sugar and the bread and the cheese and all the things, right, is your body's going to start to detox. Your liver is going to start to detox. And so you are going to have, with varying intensities, because you're all different and there's no way to predict how it will be for each one of you. You won't know until you're in it. But one or more of the following symptoms is going to be very normal. Fatigue, a lot of fatigue, headaches, and typically the headaches are from caffeine withdrawal and sugar withdrawal, irritability, joint pain, constipation can happen, diarrhea can also happen, bloating. So when these happen, not if, because you're going to have at least one of these symptoms. When these symptoms happen, I don't want you to panic. It doesn't mean that the program is not working. It's not going to mean that your body's reacting badly to the program and so you need to stop. It simply is showing us that the body is releasing toxins, but the body doesn't release the toxins instantly. So as soon as you stop the intake of the toxins, the liver is then freed up basically to start releasing backed up toxicity. And it does this very slowly and it releases those toxins into your bloodstream, but then the body doesn't flush it out on the same day. It sort of circulates a little bit and then little by little the body flushes it from your body. So you're going to feel groggy and tired because for maybe 3 to 6 days you're walking around with toxicity sort of flowing through you instead of it being compacted inside your liver. That's what's going to make you feel tired and groggy. Maybe you might feel nausea because, again, relative to how much toxins are being released, especially with celery juice, it goes straight to your liver. If you feel nauseous after celery juice, that's an indicator that your liver is releasing a lot and it's releasing very fast. So what we do in that case, I mean, you don't have to torture yourself, is decrease. You don't stop it, you simply decrease it. Decrease the lemon water and decrease the celery juice to even 100 milliliters to start. If you feel like your body's is detoxing really fast and the symptoms are just too much for you to handle all at once. It doesn't have to be a torturous process. We can slow it down. But the sleepiness, the headaches, the joint pain, you might feel you might get a runny nose. You might feel like you're getting the flu. This is really important. I really don't want you to worry about that and panic and think you're getting sick and think you're getting COVID. If you feel like you have the flu is nothing more than a major detox symptom. It will pass. So when that happens to you, let me know, communicate on the group, and I will help you through with some natural remedies to help you get through those just few days until you get out on the other side of it. Selma, does it affect the period? Well, hopefully, if you have an uncomfortable period, yes, it's going to balance your period. So if you have a painful period cramps, heavy periods, irregular periods, what this liver cleanse is going to do is it's going to regulate it. Now, whether in terms of the frequency or the intensity or the pain or whatever it is, will this happen After one cycle, we won't know. Typically with the period, you need to wait at least I would say 2 or 3 cycles, which is 2-3 months, right? And it just takes time just because the period only happens once a month. So you won't be able to gauge it. Unlike a headache that recurs every day or joint pain that's there every day, your period only comes once a month. So in order for you to feel the effects of the cleanse on your period, you have to wait from one cycle to the next to the next. But typically the earliest it's been that I've seen a shift in pain or irregularity was at 2 months, 2 cycles. Some women, it took them up to 5 and 6 cycles. But you're talking about rebalancing years, right? So if you're somebody who's suffered with uncomfortable period cramps or heavy periods your entire life, just put it into perspective a bit, right? So it's not going to change in 9 days. It's going to take time for the body to rebalance and for the period to get regulated. But yes, it will. Julia, we should exercise. If you're somebody who regularly exercises anyway, and the first few days when you're tired and you have headaches and stuff, you feel like you can still exercise, by all means, go ahead. If you feel like you're too tired, and if the headache is too intense, take a break from exercising, because it takes energy for the body to detox. It takes a lot of energy, like the whole process consumes a lot of energy. So you want to work with your body and rest and let the body do what it needs to do. It's just a few days. Once it passes, go back to your routine. If you don't exercise at all, it's not part of your routine, definitely don't start now. We're going to get into exercise in module 4 anyway. Don't start something new right now. Reda, there are natural drinks for constipation. We're gonna work with constipation naturally first using nutrition. So if constipation is something that you regularly suffer from, then please stay in communication with me. Even a natural drink is an external intervention. We want to get your colon and your system working 100% independently first. All right. So don't just go to that like as a go-to if you're used to. Let's see what happens with the food first. Salma, do we take painkillers? The only time you would take a painkiller, so during these 9 days, if you take supplements, you're going to stop all of your supplements, not if you take prescribed medication, sorry. So if you have prescription meds, you don't stop those. We don't do anything with that. If you're taking supplements or over-the-counter medications, you stop all of those. Painkillers, yes, you stop the painkillers, because painkillers like Tylenol, Panadol, all of those are inflammatory, highly inflammatory, very toxic to your liver. And what we're trying to do is detoxify the liver. So when you take them, you're just going to be retoxifying and undoing what we're doing. So the only exception for that would be if you get your period and you know that you have horrible period cramps, that would be the only exception. But if you have a headache, if you have some body aches or things like that, I can give you some natural remedies for those. Don't take painkillers for those. Do you make all your almond milk? No, I get mine fresh from Glow Smoothies. Those of you who are in Egypt, order it from Glow Smoothies. And more and more, I've been leaning more towards oat milk. For some reason, almond milk has been bothering me, even though it was perfectly fine before. Sometimes we make it, sometimes I order it. When I say you're going to find your rhythm, that's what I mean. There's going to be some things I only make my celery juice. I could also order it from Glow, but I don't. I only make my celery juice fresh. All my food at home is fresh. So I give myself a break with something. So I order the almond milk. What else do I order? Every once in a while, I'll get ready-made chopped fruits, things like that, things to make it easier. But generally, yeah, everything is homemade. Aya, what if we're PMSing and craving food or sugar while cleansing? Okay, another great question. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to crave the food, whether you're PMSing or not. So when we remove all of the sugars, the bread, the processed foods, the cereals, the cakes, the pasta, the rice, those are sugars. When you remove those, whether you're PMSing or not, in the first few days, your body's going to give you the signal that it's starving for these foods. Your body's going to give you the signal that you need to go and have a piece of bread. You're not going to survive if you don't have your pasta. You're just not going to make it through the day without your rice or your chocolate or whatever. And that's because sugar is a drug. So what's happening in the first few days is you are literally, think of yourself as an addict, and we put you in rehab and we're getting you off the drug. So what's going to happen, because remember, sugar lights up 8 pleasure centers in your brain. Your brain wants its fix. It's been addicted to its fix. You've been giving it its fix over and over and over and over and over again for years. So we're clear, you're not actually hungry because the foods that you're eating are the most nutrient dense foods you've probably ever eaten in your life. So on a cellular level, you're not hungry. It's the addiction and it's the sugar fix talking. You're gonna just have to ignore it. And when I say ignore it, I mean, obviously you're not gonna give in and you're not gonna have all the other stuff, but fill up with all the natural sugar. So if you do feel that, have more fruits, have all the fruits you want. Have bananas, have mangoes, have natural sugar, because you also want to start to retrain your body that, right, we're not using the fake processed sugar anymore. We're going to use the real stuff. So it will happen. Those cravings will happen whether or not you are PMSing. As you balance your body over the cycles, right, the PMS cravings are going to go away. They're just going to go away. You're not even going to have them anymore, or they're going to be very, very, very insignificant. I promise you, but it takes several cycles. Salma, I have no problem with my period, but I started eliminating the avoid list a month ago and now my period came early. Yes, that can happen. So there's a shift. There's a shift. So the period is going to go with it. It's going to be like, oh, okay, well, what happens when it's early is that there's the same way that we can get constipated with like poop, right? And you have backed up poop that the body doesn't release regularly. With our periods, we can have backed up blood, believe it or not. And so if you find that you have a dark period or heavy periods, or it comes early, that's the body releasing toxins. So that could be, Salma, your body's getting rid of old blood, clearing blood, like blood that was never cleared originally. So it can be early, it can be late, you can spot until it finally regulates in a few months. Yes. Shirin, we can use olive oil. Yes, you can use olive oil. Julia, can we eat sun-dried fruits? Yes, so make sure the dried fruits you eat are not the ones that have added sugars. And you'll know the ones that are sun-dried, as you say, Julia, versus the ones that are conventionally, commercially dried fruits, they look very, very different. So in Egypt, you can get those, ladies, if you're curious, you can get them from a company called Minnie's Dried Fruits, or from a company called Drylicious. So they basically just sun-dry these fruits. There's no added sugar, and there's no added, which is the bigger problem with these dried fruits, is they preserve them with sulfates. So you don't want it, all the conventional ones, like the ones we have in Ramadan and all of those are all filled with sugar, all filled with the chemicals. So you want if you want dried fruits, maybe you want to, switch, have your kids get sort of onto that habit. Minnie's Dried Fruits or Drylicious. Both of them are on Instagram, both of them are on Facebook. Salma, do we have to use raw honey as opposed to what? So raw honey, again, I'm just going to guess what your question is. Raw honey is not a fattening source of sugar. Raw honey is highly healing. It's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, it's antihistaminic, it's anti-everything. So people who tell you stay away from honey because it raises blood sugar levels, or it's like they lump it in together with the same theory that fruits are not healthy, or fruits make you gain weight, or fruits, no, nothing could be further from the truth. If you don't like it, that's a different thing. I'm not going to force you to have something you don't like, but if you're worried about it from a sugar perspective, that's a complete myth. Only and not the normal honey that tastes better as for sugar cravings. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that, but yeah, raw honey as opposed to normal honey. So the raw honey is the pure honey that's going to give you all the healing benefits. Most of the honey in all the supermarkets everywhere is the commercial processed honey. And you know the difference because raw honey is lighter in color. It's a creamy, light beige color. All the other honey you see is sort of a light brown or maybe even dark brown color. That's highly processed, highly heated sugar that can actually turn toxic in the body. So you need to stay away from that one and use raw honey whenever you want to. Reda, I didn't hear this part, but again, for fruits, can we take 2 kinds together? You can take any 2 fruits together, yes. Yes, yes, you can combine, and you can make a big fruit salad. You can make a big bowl of fruit salad and snack on that all day if you want. Just don't not have the apples and the dates combination. The apple and the dates combination, again, is a healing combination for the liver. So have your apples and dates, and then you want to chomp on all these other fruits together. Absolutely, no problem. From where to get good honey in Cairo, you can, Gourmet has a really good raw honey. Look for raw honey. And Sada's organic food. Sada, basically it's a farm where you can get organic vegetables, organic fruits, organic everything. Go to their website or find them on Facebook. They also have a really good raw honey. Here's the thing, ladies. You really can't do this wrong, right? So this isn't one of those calorie counting, chemical diets where if one little thing is off, the whole thing is ruined, right? As long as you are keeping the foods on the avoid list out and you are basically eating fruits and vegetables, even if you eliminate something, even if you add a fruit that you're not sure if you should be adding, you're not going to do it wrong. You're not going to do it wrong. And because this is a lifestyle and this is your first step to creating a foundation for the rest of your life, you have the rest of your life to tweak it and to figure it out and to see how it works and what works best for you. But as a general rule, there isn't a single fruit or single vegetable, not a single one, that is going to make you sick or make you fat or make your diabetes worse or be inflammatory or anything like that. Not a single one. Not mangoes, not potatoes, not dates, not grapes, not melons, none of this nonsense that we've been taught. Fruits are healing, period. Every single one. Fruits are all, vegetables are all healing, every single one. If you've heard that you shouldn't have broccoli or cabbage or cruciferous vegetables, if you have a thyroid condition, it doesn't apply. All my ladies who have gotten off their thyroid medication have gotten off their thyroid medication, eating broccoli, eating spinach, eating cabbage, eating all the things that everybody told them they shouldn't be eating. All right. Which reminds me of one other thing concerning broccoli and these foods. If you eat broccoli or garlic or onions, or cabbage, and you get bloated, and maybe you've always avoided them because they bloat you. Again, they're not bloating you because there's something wrong with you or there's something wrong with them. These are what we call gut scrubbers. Specifically, all the fruits and vegetables are gut scrubbers, but these are really potent gut scrubbers. They will literally go into your digestive system, latch on to toxins and bacteria, backed up poop, backed up bacteria, pathogens, literally scoop them up on their way out of your body. You're going to feel that process as bloating and as discomfort, and maybe for some of you, a painful or spastic colon. It's not because these vegetables are the problem. These vegetables are going in and they are dealing with a pre-existing problem. So if you have a problem with your colon or you have a problem with bloating, it's created already from eating all the inflammatory foods. What these foods then come in and do is solve a pre-existing condition. And as they're solving this pre-existing condition, you feel the effects of that. So don't have your broccoli mix and asparagus on the first day, get bloated and say, right, see, this doesn't work for me, it hurts. It hurts because your body is full of toxins and pathogens that it's removing. All right. Ghada, tabbouleh, no, right, and quinoa. Well, tabbouleh if you don't use the burghul. So if you just want to make parsley and tomatoes and green onions, that's fine. But there's no burghul, there's no quinoa, there's no rice, there's no grains, there's no fric, there's no wheat, there's no beans, there's no fool, there's no lentils, none of that. But definitely you want to make a tabbouleh combination without the burghul. Yeah, you can do that. All right. Basma, what can we order if we are eating out? My recommendation, ladies, for those 9 days of the cleanse, give yourself a break and stay home. Rest, take care of your body, focus on your body. The eating out and the dining out, we've done it a million times. You're going to do it a million times after. Take a break for those 9 days. Rest not just your body, but your mind. Have your focus on this healing process. Have your focus on, and so you can be really in tune with what's happening in your body. Are you feeling discomfort? Are you getting the headaches? Are you getting the joint pains? When are you starting to feel better? So it's a it's an intense process, and you want to be present for all of that, for the whole thing. So stay home for the 9 days. You might surprise yourself. Salma, how can we tell if it's the normal symptoms we used to have, or that these are the detox reactions, or it does not matter? I mean, when are we expected to get better? So always let me know, Salma, if you're at all curious, not sure. The best way for you to find out and get clarity is always tell me every single day, this is what I'm feeling today. And I will tell you if it's something that is normal, just wait it out, or not. Generally, people start to feel better, women start to feel better around between days 4 and 6. Generally, I've had people who minimal symptoms, and on day 2 they're feeling great. And I've had people who it took them the whole 9 or 10 days to start to feel better. So there is no hard rule. Every one of you is different. Every one of you is coming with a different load. So just take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time and feel into it, and rest. If you need to, rest. That's all. Whenever in doubt, rest. Basma, and afterwards. Oh, ordering. Basma, let's wait till afterwards, right? I want you to focus now. I want you to focus on preparing for the next 3 days. I want you to focus on your grocery shopping. I want you to focus on the cleanse. We'll get to the ordering out when we get to the ordering out. Don't be jumping, right? Focus on what's in front of you so you can get the best results on what is in front of you. All right. Okay, ladies, I gotta let you go because I have level 2 ladies in 1 minute. So let me know what your questions are. Keep posting on the group. If you're panicking, also let me know if you're panicking. It's very normal to panic. I will walk you through the panic and help you calm down. And let me know if you're finding your groceries, if you need substitutions, if you can't find things. Please stay in communication always. All right, ladies? Have a great week and happy detoxing. Bye, ladies.